Be sure to subscribe for more content. What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Luna Classic, what has happened to it recently, and where I predict the price to go to in the near future, as well as am I still confident in this bull market, in this bear market rally that I've been talking about? Am I still confident that we're going to get to 30 cents here on Luna Classic? And of course, I'll be giving you some price levels and some trades I'll be looking to make in this video. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis, then be sure to subscribe to this channel. So Luna Classic, let's talk about what has happened. And unfortunately, TradingView has got rid of all my annotations on here, so we're gonna have to start from afresh. But basically, we had a long-term trend line that kind of came down like this, not perfectly like this, but something like this. And eventually we had broken it in this region down here. We have this blue line, this 100-hour moving average as well, that we can see on the charts right now, that the price eventually broke through with some momentum and some sustainable price action above this blue line. And so it looks like we're following a new trend that could look something like this. Now, of course, trend lines are one of the best ways to kind of graphically represent the trend that is going up. And at the moment, I do believe the best way to kind of portray it is something that looks like this. So this is our support trend line going up like this, just as this trend line going down was basically dictating the way the trend was going over the course of October. This trend line on the way up, this bullish support line that we have here, is dictating the way the trend is going. Now, of course, if we break below that, then this is invalidated. We could be following a less bullish trend, so something like this, for example, or we could just straight up be going in a bearish trend like this. And that's if we break this yellow trend line that I've drawn here. So that's the first thing, you know, that I'm observing right now. Of course, to kind of support that, you see this 100-hour moving average coming close to this trend line now. So if you remember how this 100-hour moving average dictates whether we're in a bullish or bearish trend. So if we're above this blue line, then we're typically bullish, and if we're below, we're typically bearish. Of course, you know, the fact that the blue line sits close to this trend line that we have here kind of adds to the evidence that, you know, this is a good determinant of whether we're following a bullish trend or not. So at the moment, we're still supported by this yellow line that we have here. We've had several tests in this region, so we're looking good. I mean, and of course, I'm always on the lookout for patterns, chart patterns that can tell us where the price can go to in the very short term. So this is the 1 hour time frame. And, you know, the closest thing I see to a chart pattern right now is something that kind of looks like this. So we've got this going across like this, and we've got this coming down like this. So, you know, there's no guarantee that this could happen, but it's something that I'm keeping my eye on. As you know, at the moment, we've got several tests. We've got 2 down here, and we've got 1 here as a support. So we've got 3 tests of that support line, and we've got 2 of the resistance. So not the most reliable triangle that we have here. I do like how the support line here is very close to this 100-hour moving average, so it kind of adds some weight that this could be happening. And of course, if we do see this triangle respected, then, you know, it just means we could see a nice price breakout. So for example, if we take our measuring tool and we move it to where a potential breakout could be, then we could see a swift price movement all the way to this 26.5 cents region. It could tell us that the price is going to go here. Of course, if we see the price breakout through the top side of this triangle with a lot of volume and support kind of like this, so we see large green candles coming out of this support line, this resistance that we have going down, and we see the volume down here kind of expand as the price goes up, then, you know, this is a triangle confirmed for me, and I'll be looking for this price target here at 26.5 cents. But of course, triangles will tell us that there is a large breakout, but it won't tell us the direction. So equally, it could be a trend reversal pattern that we are seeing. And if this triangle plays out to the downside, so the price does something like this, where it comes and breaks through the support down here with a lot of momentum and support, so again, the volume down here going up and large red candles going in this direction, then the ultimate price target will be down here around 22.5 cents. And of course, needless to say, this would invalidate this bullish trend that I see going this yellow line here, and of course that 100-hour moving average in blue as well. So that would be a very bearish scenario, but I'm just giving you any situation that could potentially arise using our knowledge of chart patterns. So that's what I'm on the lookout for, this triangle that could be forming here. Of course, we're still going in an upwards direction generally, and I still think there's just a lot of general steam left. So if we don't see that chart pattern, for example, then I still think we're going to go in a pattern something like this on the way up. Of course, at the moment, we're seeing this kind of trend being developed. So we've got this channel being developed. So we've got a channel that kind of looks like this. Of course, we can kind of join these points up here on the chart. So you can see that at the moment, Luna Classic has been ranging between this resistance in purple and this support in yellow. And so far, if we continue that trajectory upwards, then we're going to see the price of 30 cents hit, but not for a while. So it could be mid-November, for example, before that 30 cents level is hit, if we keep up this trajectory. You know, if you're in it for the long term, then that's amazing. However, don't expect the 30 cents to happen over the next few days, because at the moment we're in this channel. So, you know, if we're going to speed up, then we have to break past this purple line and do something like this, where the price is able to break above it and follow a new, more bullish trajectory there. So at the moment, you know, we're making slow but steady gains in an upwards direction in a generally bullish trend, but I'd be looking for any breakouts of this resistance here in purple or the support in yellow. And of course, on top of everything as well, we have to consider what's happening in the general crypto market. Obviously, things are still very, very bullish. We have some news obviously come out that Elon Musk visited the Twitter headquarters for the first time. So if I show you Dogecoin, for example, we've seen this massive rally that happened from less than 6 cents there to 8.2 cents as Elon Musk visited that. So that could renew some interest back into cryptocurrency. As the new Twitter CEO, Elon Musk will step in. That's going to probably renew quite a bit of interest into cryptocurrencies, and we could very well see Luna Classic ride that wave as well. And so that's obviously a good piece of news there. You know, renewed interest in altcoins will definitely be bullish for Luna Classic, since Dogecoin and Luna Classic, we could say, are both meme coins. And looking at Bitcoin in general as well, if we have a look at where we are on the map, basically 20,600 is still a very nice level. We've seen this pump and we're seeing consolidation happen above this pump here. Now, whether it will hold will be dependent on what the stock market does. So as you can see here, the S&P, which kind of represents the broader stock market, and the Bitcoin have had very similar price actions. So on the S&P, we had this downtrend line that kind of goes like this. Of course, when this trend line got intersected, which was around Monday, 24th of October, we saw this yellow line here, this resistance that kind of spans the same time frame as this purple one here on the S&P. We saw those crossed at the same time, and we saw both the S&P and Bitcoin rally. So we're just seeing a healthy correction, in my opinion, right now. Of course, we've pumped pretty hard from where we were just a few days ago on both the S&P and Bitcoin. And of course, you know, people who had bought over the past month on Bitcoin are going to be up in profits. And during a bear market, any kind of pump like this generally has a bearish bias, in the sense that, you know, if we see a large pump of any kind in a bear market, people are more quickly willing to accept whatever profits they have. So, you know, if you bought Bitcoin in this region, if you bought the S&P anywhere in this region for the past few months, for the past month or so, when the prices were down here, then you'll be in profit and you'll be more inclined to take profits since we're in a bear market. So there's a very healthy retracement here on Bitcoin. Of course, we can draw the fib levels just to see where we might retrace to, because our fib levels give us a good inkling, and you can see that we've held this support for a little bit, 0.236 fib, which was 20,600, but now our next fib down is 20,345, and of course we've reached there once on the way up. So you can see this green candle here on Bitcoin, and now we could potentially see the price head down to this 20,345 region on Bitcoin, since we've lost this fib level at 20,600. So of course that would still be fairly bullish, in the sense that we're above most of these moving averages that we have here. Again, for the S&P, we can draw the shorter term Fibonacci levels, and we can see that the S&P is still above its 0.236 fib. So, you know, we're still in bullish territory. We're still way above the short term moving averages on the S&P there. And if we just look at the last bear market rally that we had on the S&P here, we can see that even on its journey up from here on the 14th of July, for example, all the way to mid-August, we can see that the S&P had quite a few corrections on its way down. For example, have a look at this here from 22nd of July all the way to the 27th of July. We saw minus 2.66% there, almost touching this 100-hour moving average here on the S&P. So a very short-term moving average here, but it managed to stay above it. So if we look at the same moving averages, we're still well above this blue moving average here, which in the last bear market rally, the price almost touched on several occasions as well. So, you know, I'm still very bullish for further price action. I do think we're going to see some sort of correction. Earnings are going to come out, and we should see another pump here on the S&P. Of course, we've got that interest rate decision on the 2nd of November. So that's going to be quite a nerving event. And that's something I'm going to be watching very closely, because it's going to affect Bitcoin, it's going to affect stocks, it's going to affect us at Luna Classic, it's going to affect pretty much everything. So, you know, that's an event to watch out for. That could really mark the peak here on the S&P. But if everything goes well with that, then our next stop should be 410, and that And that would be my ultimate price target on the S&P. And of course, that to Bitcoin, I believe will correlate to around 22,700. So 22,700 on Bitcoin. And of course, with Luna Classic, I still think that refers to 30 cents here. Of course, it's not going to be a short term in a few days type of 30 cents, but since given this current trajectory, it's going to be around 2 to 3 weeks before we get there. But of course, anything could happen. These trend lines may not hold, and we see the price crash through this resistance here onto the upside, and we follow a more bullish path. So that's very possible, and that's why I'm looking at chart patterns such as that triangle that I've shown you, because it can give us a hint for price action like that. So very excited, still very bullish here on Luna Classic. We're above the 100-hour moving average, and we've got some good technicals here as well. So you can see MACD is looking very healthy. We're following an uptrend on the MACD. We're following an uptrend on the RSI there. And of course, on the MACD, we're above this zero line, this zero line that runs halfway through the indicator there, meaning that we're on the bullish side of the MACD. And of course, whenever the price is in a bullish trend, we should see the MACD above that zero line there. And the same with the RSI. There should be more price action above that 50 level on the index there on the RSI, which we are starting to see over the past few days. So in comparison, when we're in this downtrend, you can see both the RSI and the MACD were below the zero line and the 50 line respectively. So this is really encouraging to see. There's no technical weaknesses with this bullish trend that we're seeing in Luna Classic so far, and I'm confident that we can continue on this trajectory here. So that's pretty much all I have to say in Luna Classic. Hopefully this gives you some confidence hopefully this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if you are holding or if you're trading Luna Classic. And otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next